Welcome into the Spiritual Noob. Today we're going to be doing a deep dive on the Capricorn zodiac sign. But before we do that, please like my video, share my video, and subscribe to my channel. I could use as many subscribers as I can get. Trying to get to 1,000 and beyond right now. So yeah, please, if you're watching this, subscribe to it. This is probably going to be about, my goal is to keep it like 45 minutes to an hour. So I know that's kind of a lengthy video. There will be timestamps below. So if you want to skip ahead to certain parts of the video and get certain questions answered, you can do that. Also, I want to say that if you're a Capricorn, but you're not resonating with the message in this video, you can check out some of the other placements that you have in your chart. Also, you can check out your big three, sun, moon, or rising signs. This is your sun sign, so check out your moon or rising sign if this doesn't resonate. Also, Venus is another good sign to check out if you're interested in maybe like some a look at like your love life or something like that. So I have my trusty little notepad here. I'll be referring to that. I'm also gonna check some things on the computer every now and then. So yeah, let's get started. We are going to do your overall energy and obstacle. Overall energy. So I have, we're going to use this Wisdom of the Wild Things Oracle. Wisdom of the Wild Things. And I feel like I have like a, it looks like a residue on my camera or something. I did like wipe it off. So that's interesting. It might be a little bit of glare from the windows behind me. But it's just interesting to think about. I wonder if some of that energy will come up in the reading. If it does, I will definitely let you know. So you have transition for your overall energy. When I look at this card, it almost looks like it looks like there's butterflies, but it also kind of looks like they're underwater, and it also kind of looks like there's like fire. So it's interesting. So you're an earth sign. We have butterflies, which is air. It looks like you're underwater. That's water. And then you have fire, which is fire. So there's something about you like encompassing all of the elements right now, all of your power, like all of your magic. Or, you know, it could be that you're experiencing all of these things, right? This could be coming at you, right? A lot of actions coming towards you, a lot of deep emotion coming towards you, a lot of thoughts, right? Things that you're being asked to think about at this time. So let's look at, before we get into the obstacle, let's look at your overall, I mean, not your overall energy. Let's look at your Capricorn traits. You are ambitious, hardworking, practical, reliable, disciplined, loyal, organized, and patient. Your challenges are you're reserved, critical, cautious, stubborn, materialistic, can be perceived as cold. So we're going to keep that in mind while we're going through the reading here. It's always a good reminder for me. I always like to look that up before I do my zodiac reading. So let's also pull a few tarot cards for the overall energy. So what do you want to say about transition here? Yeah, deep emotion. You have Ace of Cups. That might be the only message they want to get through. Deep emotion, you have Five of Cups too. So Ace of Cups reversed. So this is deep negative emotion. This would be like the opposite of blessing. So you may be going through like a tower moment right now. with transition. And what I keep thinking when I look at it, probably is the glare from the windows, but what I keep thinking as I look at kind of the cloudiness of the picture, and I don't know if when I edit it, I'll see whether or not that's coming through. But it's almost like, God, I was just thinking about, like, there may be tears. You may be crying right now. You may be, it's almost like the cloudiness is I've been crying. And when I try to, like, wipe my eyes and open them, there's this cloudiness, right? There's this, like, my eyes can't totally focus because there's so much emotion coming through them. So let's look at the obstacle. And we are going to be using the Tarot Oneness today. I'm also going to be layering the reading today with the Universal Waite Tarot. So this is a Rider-Waite-Smith deck. Let me just shuffle it one time here. Okay, so you got the Three of Pentacles and the Ten of Cups, or the Two of Cups for the obstacle. Okay. So when it comes to a relationship in your life, or possibly several relationships in your life, you're trying to build it up, right? You're trying to build community. Maybe this could be at work. This could be with your family. But it's interesting because we got Two of Cups. So there's a specific relationship here that you're trying to build up. And you're having difficulty with that. You're trying to turn a new leaf and end old cycles, but there's a resistance to the ending of the old cycle. And there's a resistance to, maybe there's been problems with this person in your past, and you're trying to turn a new leaf, but it's been difficult. So you're trying to, like, awaken to another way, another, like, plan to build this relationship up. I think maybe even it's going to take an awakening for you to build this relationship up. There's something that, either from you or the other person, there's something that needs to be understood better. Building up this particular relationship has been a burden. And the burden is helping you to awaken to something. Or, it could be helping the other person to awaken to something. Let me get some clarity on who this person may be, who this Two of Cups is talking about. Okay, so we've got the Coffin. This is the Ofrenda Oracle. We've got the Coffin. We've got the Calendar. And we've got the Water. So I just feel like this is a relationship that's been, like, long standing. This person's been in your life for a long time. And it's like you're wanting to put certain things to bed, wanting to put it to rest with the coffin. And the water always symbolizes like emotion in the subconscious. So there's emotions. This is a person that like it's been an emotional situation with this person, and you're trying to put all of that to rest. So there is some trauma here in this relationship with this other person. It's been emotional. You want to put all that to bed, put it to rest. The burden of this the emotional burden of the relationship is causing an awakening of some sort, right? Because that's how we awaken up spiritually. Like we awaken through difficulty. We rarely, it's just, I always like to say, you know, you don't get stronger without lifting heavy weights, right? You have to do the work and lift those heavy weights, have those negative experiences in order to really grow and strengthen from them, right? So whatever relationship, how the person that we're talking about here is going to be a person that all of that stuff, being in an emotional situation with this person, there's history there that you're trying to put to rest, you're trying to put it to bed. Like that is the person we're talking about. You're trying to build with them. You're trying to rebuild this relationship. You have Nine of Pentacles reverse with the Ace of Wands reverse. For the obstacle, you may be trying to plant seeds to rebuild this relationship, but the way you've gone about it has not been like effective. With the Nine of Pentacles reverse here, it's like you're planting seeds on barren soil, because the seeds themselves, the seeds you're planting aren't, they're not good. It's not like you're planting seeds on barren soil. The seeds themselves are not good. They're not going to grow. And then you have Three of Swords reverse and Six of Swords. So you're trying to really move past things and come out of this this energy of pain and heartache. Because it really has taken a toll on you with the King of Cups reverse. It's been a very emotionally volatile situation. So before we move on to how you are embracing your Capricorn energy, let's look at your oracle reading. We have fire here, confidence, optimism, passion, and bravery. And I said there was fire in the oracle card from the beginning, the overview of the reading. I think that's all that wants to come out from this oracle card. Let's pull from the bottom. Virgo. Got some Virgo energy here. I'm a Virgo, yeah. Virgo's in the house. So maybe this person, maybe it could possibly be a Virgo. Integrity, reverence and service. Integrity, reverence, and service. You have Gemini with cross-pollination, and you have the 12th house, introspection. So with the fire energy here, there are some actions that you can take that will be helpful, but I think it's going to take bravery on your part. It's going to take introspection. It's going to, with Gemini is an air sign. It's also the number 3 card here. Number 3, which is like the number of the master. So you can think of it as Jesus, you know, like, so these are the energies that are guiding you. Gemini is, there's information coming in through Gemini. But Gemini is also, you know, there's a light and dark side of Gemini that Gemini doesn't have a problem expressing, right? So you may want to be very discerning about your energy. When you have a message coming in about something, is this a high vibrational message? Is this a low vibrational message? If you're feeling inspired to take action on something, is this going to be helpful in this situation? Do I need to send that text message? Do I need to confront about this thing? If you think that an action is in the highest vibrational interest of both parties, then do it, right? And I say both parties, but like, we always need to take care of ourselves first, in a positive way, not in a self-centered way or a narcissistic way, right? But we can't take care of others or look out for the feelings of others or whatever, like, to our own detriment, right? So when you're thinking about what should I say or what should I do, it should always be about what is in the best interest of both parties here, right? And that's something that I personally have struggled with a lot with my personal situations. But you also have 12th house, introspection, and really introspecting, and it's a number 50. So 50 breaks down to 5. So 5 is the number of change. Really doing the introspection to change yourself, right? First, like, you look at yourself and you don't change yourself for the benefit of others, but you change yourself for the benefit of all, right? First and foremost, for the benefit of yourself, right? And secondary to that, for the benefit of all. And because the reason why, so we're a collective. So when I do like healing work, and again, don't misinterpret it. Don't misinterpret when I say you want to think about your own highest interest first. I don't mean that in a shallow way, right? I mean that in a very sincere way, like with integrity. You have integrity here with the Virgo card. So you want to act with integrity. You want to act with the intent. You want to have the intention of acting in service to others, you know, and yourself, in service to the collective. And we're tapped into each other's energy. So when I heal myself, I'm indirectly healing others, right? So we want to focus on ourselves because we're the only person that we have full control over, right? Like, I can only control me, for real. So we may have a situation with another person and we wish they would act a different way, or we wish, whatever. We can wish whatever about that other person. But at the end of the day, we can't force them to do anything for them, even if it's in their best interest, right? We can only force ourselves. We can't even really force ourselves. We can only like do the work to move ourselves in a more positive direction, to change and grow, right? And that introspection and that change and growth gives us the confidence and the bravery to move with inspired action, to move in a way that is in the highest, best interest. And that's how you plant seeds that will grow. The seeds that you get from doing that internal work and really getting to a point where you are, where the intention is to work in the best interest of like yourself and everyone involved, not just yourself and everyone involved, right? That's when you plant seeds that are fertile, that will germinate. You know what I'm saying? So that is your oracle reading. So let's look at, how are you embracing the energy of the Capricorn sign? How are you embracing the energy? So I actually see some of the shadow energies. So, okay. So you're still, even if you're embracing shadow energies, you're still embracing the energies of Capricorn, right? And I'm seeing here, like with Four of Pentacles. Four of Pentacles can be stubborn, right? It's stubborn energy. It's it could be holding on to trauma. It can be feeling, financially. It can be feeling like you only have enough to go around, so I don't have enough to share, right? It's like that kind of energy. So I'm gonna hold on to what I have. And then the Queen of, so that stubbornness, that is a Capricorn trait, right? And so you're embracing the Capricorn. It's a shadow trait, but you're embracing the Capricorn trait with that kind of stubbornness. And Queen of Swords reverse is all about kind of nurturing negative messages, which is, Capricorns can be critical. That's another shadow energy. So so you can be these negative critical messages are coming in for you, and those are the messages that you're focusing on and nurturing, and you can be stubborn about it, right? You get these ideas about whatever, and it's kind of fixed. It's hard to veer away from that in your mind. You have Inspiration of Swords, which is Page of Swords, and Knight of Cups. So Page of Swords is about learning. This is about learning from new information that you're being given, new ideas, new inspiration. You're learning here, right? You may be you have the Awakening card, right? The burden of this relationship may be causing an awakening within you, right? You have you also have Knight of Cups reversed, because there's a lot of positive emotion. It could be positive and negative, but I didn't say reverse, did I? Because it's not reversed. So it's upright. So you have Knight of Cups upright. So there's a lot of positive emotion rushing in for you. And it could be positive or negative. It could be like emotion in general, but it's mostly positive. Like I feel like if a negative emotion comes in, you are transmuting or in the process of transmuting that energy. Because as you transmute that energy, you raise your vibration to a place where you can understand more. You can understand things on a different level. So that's where that Page of Swords is coming in. And then you have, and this requires, in terms of how you're embracing the Capricorn energy, this is hard work. This is inner work we're talking about, right? So this requires work. This requires discipline. This requires loyalty, right? You have to care enough about another individual for them to be creating such a burden for you that it creates a spiritual awakening for you. So yeah, that's how you're embracing it. You have 3 of Wands reversed and the Devil. So there's a devil energy here that needs to be worked through. And this is probably the energy that is causing complications in this relationship for you. And so you may be in a place now where you're not totally clear. And this is reminding me of my camera being a little foggy, right? You're not totally clear on what direction to go into, right? And there's been, I said, it's like with my camera, it's like you've been crying and you can't see, right? You can't see clearly. There's so much emotion coming in, rushing in. And you have the Hermit and 6 of Cups reversed. So you're thinking back on situations that and you're looking at it from a new perspective. I always like to say the 6 of Cups reverse is the 6 of Cups is a card of nostalgia, whether it's upright or reversed. You're thinking back on things, right? When it's upright, you can kind of have this idealistic, rosy perspective of it. When it's reversed, you're kind of taking those rose-colored glasses off and looking at it realistically. And that probably is causing a lot of emotion too. And then you have the Hermit. So when you're thinking about these things, you are in hermit mode. You're taking time. You're thinking about it by yourself. You're taking some time alone to really contemplate these different things, right? And again, that's the inner work that, I would say as a Capricorns are hardworking. They're, disciplined, those 2 things. I think patient, they're patient, right? So those 3 things are Capricorn traits that you are encompassing while you're doing this inner work around this relationship. So how are you resisting the Capricorn energy? So you have 7 of Swords reversed, and you have Page of Wands, Page of Pentacles. So Capricorn is an initiator, which is probably another reason why the fire sign came out in the Oracle reading. It's an earth sign. Page of Pentacles is very grounded in the earth, in the material realm. But you have 7 of Swords reversed, which is about thieving and deception. And you're coming out of that energy and learning to be more grounded. So I think in the past, there may have been things that you or others in the situation haven't been truly honest about. You may not have been truly honest with yourself about certain things, and you are coming out of that energy and becoming more grounded. So I feel like in the past you were resisting the Capricorn energy, because Capricorn is grounded. They're an earth sign, right? And so this is kind of an indication that you are learning to be more grounded. So this is more I would say that this is embracing Capricorn energy. But I think that you resisted. It's an indication that you were resisting Capricorn energy in the past. So then you have Ace of Pentacles and Five of Cups. Yeah, there are new things being manifested because of the grief that you're going through right now. I think you're going through a situation right now that is difficult and that is helping you grow in certain ways. So there is growth there. And that is resisting Capricorn energy because Capricorns can be stubborn. That's a shadow aspect of Capricorns. You know, Capricorns, I feel like Capricorns kind of feel like they know. And you know, like when you feel like when the ego is challenged, it can cause a lot of emotional upset. It's hard. The process of the ego tearing down to make way for new things is difficult. And Capricorn, a shadow energy of Capricorn, is that there can be some stubbornness there, right? So I think you're resisting the stubborn energy of Capricorn by allowing those emotions to come in and manifest new things in your life. And I think those things are manifesting in your life. It may not be happening as quickly as you would like it to, but it is happening. You have Page of Pentacles reversed here and the Tower. So here's that Tower. Here's the Tower. Here are the things. This is all the stuff that's burning down in your life right now. Like all the stuff that's happening to challenge you, to make you think, to make you feel through your emotions. You're being challenged right now and forced to feel through your emotions. And that's the Tower moment for you. And it makes you feel like the ground, it makes you feel ungrounded. It makes you feel like the earth is being ripped from under your feet, right? And that is resisting Capricorn energy, because Capricorn energy is very, like I said, it's very grounded. It's an earth sign, right? So feeling ungrounded probably feels very foreign to you. You're used to being very sure of yourself, I've worked really hard for these things. And, it's like Saturn energy. It's very like structure and like, if I do this, then the result should be this, right? And it's like you've done this, or you thought you were doing this, and the result has been different, right? So you're kind of wrestling with that right now. And you have the Eight of Pentacles and Six of Wands. And yeah, so it's like you're recognizing that the work that you've put into things from your perspective, right? We're not looking at good or bad here. We're not looking at it under that lens. We're assuming that the work that you put into things was always with the highest intention. But you're kind of recognizing that maybe it actually wasn't. It was in your highest, like you may have done the work with what you thought was the highest good for all, but you're kind of recognizing that, like, wait, maybe not, right? This is a reading really about internal work, your relationships with other people, and how you're kind of recognizing that there are things that as you learn and grow, you will change those relationships. You will build the foundations of the relationship in the way that you want to build it. Which is a beautiful thing, right? We don't have to always we don't have to ruminate on the mistakes that we make, because we never really make mistakes. We just experience life. That's all it is. We experience life. We have certain perceptions of things, and we might move with those perceptions in mind. So we move a certain way, and then there's a reaction to that, or a consequence, or a result, right? And then we look at that result and we say, was this really in the highest good of all, what I did here. You know what I mean? And that's okay. That's part of, that's the reason why we're here, you know, doing this work. So what is the advice for you at this time? Let's look at the, so I'm looking at your advice here, and like, didn't we have the Hermit and the Seven of Swords reversed in the other section? I don't know. I can't remember. I think it was the Hermit. It was some card. Maybe it wasn't the Hermit. I don't know. But the Seven of Swords reverse came out again. So the advice is to end a cycle. Maybe there's certain situations where you've like been involved more than you really needed to be. Like, and maybe you were doing it, you had good intentions, but maybe you were involving yourself in a situation more than you needed to. So the advice is not to do that, to stop doing that in that cycle. We have the Magician reverse and we have the Lovers. So when it comes to this partnership, this Two of Cups that came up earlier, when it comes to that relationship, realize when you may be manipulating the energy in a way that is not for the highest good of all, right? Realize when, like, you know, there's a positive way to work through the energy to help everyone involved, to where your inner work helps the whole collective. And there's a way to work through the energy that that doesn't do that, right? That there's a way to work through the energy in a more positive way, right? So when it comes to this relationship, I mean, I don't know how else to say this, but like the advice is to don't manipulate things unnecessarily in this situation with this relationship. You know, don't manipulate things unnecessarily. If it's not, if your actions are not in the best interest of everyone involved in the situation, including yourself and others, don't do it. If it's not in the highest interest of all, don't do it. So Knight of Wands and Six of Pentacles reversed. Six of Pentacles reverse is, there's a bit of like overgiving to a situation. There can be I'm trying to think of a word, and the word that keeps coming in my mind is resistance to giving, but it's not the word I'm looking for, but it's the word that I'm being given. So Spirit is saying, resist trying to overgive, because Six of Pentacles reverse is an energy of overgiving to a situation. Rushing in with action unnecessarily. Resist the urge to do that. You don't have to do that. And then you have the Hermit and the Seven of Swords reverse. So again, the Hermit is about going within and really dealing, you know, and then dealing with these things and really emerging wiser. Like when you come back out into the world, metaphorically speaking, you might not literally be like a hermit in a cave, right? So this is all like in the consciousness, right? You can like withdraw from the world as much as you feel is necessary for you, right? But when you're done with that process of emotionally or physically withdrawing, you will emerge wiser, right? And Seven of Swords reverse, again, is this energy of, like, you're going to be able to reverse this energy of lying to yourself and or others, right? Like, because when you feel like you have to do this thing, like you have to be in charge of this thing and you have to kind of overstep to whatever, and you may not look at it as overstepping, right? It's just that you may feel like you have to like take control of things. You're a Capricorn, you are disciplined, you're a hard worker, you may feel like no one's gonna do it like I do it, but when you think that, you're lying to yourself, because other people are capable, right? Other people are capable, so I think sitting in that hermit energy and reflecting on these things are going to help you to realize that. It's going to help you to come out of that energy of lying to yourself and telling yourself that you always have to handle everything, because that's a burden. Feeling like you always have to handle everything is a burden. Having that feeling of like, if I don't do it, if I want it to be done right, I have to do it myself. That's a burden. And then you're sitting back feeling like you're overgiving to a situation. So stop lying to yourself and telling yourself that you have to always do these things, because you don't. You're going to feel more peaceful when you don't feel like you have the burdens of the whole world on your shoulders alone. And the other people around you are going to feel more peaceful, because they're going to feel like, this person trusts me to handle my own life on my own. And that doesn't mean that people aren't going to come to you for advice and come to you for help and stuff like that. But like, let them come to you. You don't always have to like kind of force your help on other people. Okay, so let's look at hidden things and then we'll look at the outcome. So hidden things, you have awakening and the Lovers. This partnership with this person is the reason you're having this awakening. This person is in your life to give you this awakening. And that's hidden to you. I don't know what the relationship with this other person is, but in your mind, you don't feel like, you may feel like, the word that's coming to me is the authority. You may feel like the authority in a situation, like maybe it could be like a parent-child relationship where the child is awakening the parent, right? Or a student-teacher, where the student is awakening the teacher. You know what I'm saying? It's that kind of power imbalance that makes you believe that, and it's understandable, right? Because if you're the parent, yeah, of course you're gonna feel like, dude, I know more than you. I've been on this earth longer than you. Like, what are you talking about, right? Or if you're a teacher, you're gonna be like, dude, I've been through school already. I've been through college to even be able to be a teacher. I know what I'm talking about. Like, why don't you just sit down and shut up and let me teach the class, right? But somehow, so you have that in your mindset, but somehow it's like this student or this child is breaking through that dynamic and teaching the parent or teaching the teacher a lesson. And you're the parent or the teacher in this scenario. So that's what's hidden to you. That this person was put into your life to wake you up to this, right? To become that inspiration, that burden. This person may be a burden for you. And we've already said this person is a burden to you, right? So they are in your life to be that burden to you, to give you enough tension, to be those heavy weights for you, to awaken spiritually to a higher level of consciousness. You have the Hierophant reverse, and you have 10 of Wands reverse. You may be a very traditional person, either religiously speaking or Like we said, maybe in a parenting context, maybe you're a very traditional parent, like in a teaching context, maybe you're a very traditional teacher, because there's a lot of like ideas that are changing in the world of teaching. But what you don't realize is that that tradition has been a burden for you, and learning how to relax those traditional values a little bit will unburden you, and that's hidden from you. I think you still feel like, I need to be traditional. I need to go by traditional religious values. I need to go by traditional values as a parent, traditional values as a partner, and a romantic partner. Traditional values in work. Like, and Capricorn is very much traditional values, right? But those traditional values have been a burden for you. 11, 1, 11, 11. 1, 1, 1, 1, 1 on the clock. Those traditional values have been a burden for you. And so what's hidden to you is that there's a need to relax those traditional values a little bit, right? In whatever context that may resonate for you. I always feel, maybe this is my ego saying this, but I always feel like whenever I bring up like religion in the context of like the Hierophant, because the Hierophant always reminds me of religion. I say that in these videos, and I always think in my mind, but a person who's like stuck on traditional religious values probably isn't watching a tarot video. I don't know that to be the case though, right? You may have very traditional values, but maybe you're sitting in a friend's living room who happens to have this reading on, or like there's something. Maybe the issue isn't religious, right? It's like I said, I gave other examples of how you're living by like a traditional structure, but that traditional structure is causing you a burden, and that is hidden from you, and you need to wake up to that. Not need is the wrong word. Spirit is advising you to wake up to that, because you're going to feel a lot more at peace. You have Page of Swords and you have Strength in terms of what's hidden from you. Learning how to think of things in a different way. And again, the religious structure is kind of coming to me, because religion is very, you believe this thing, you think of it in this way. If you don't believe that, you're going to hell, right? So learning how to believe in a different way or have different thoughts is a little taboo, right? In the world of like organized religion, right? But it's the same in a lot of different contexts, right? There's a lot of different contexts where this is the social norm, this is how you think, and if you start learning to think a different way, that's not good, right? But learning to think in a different way in this context with this situation is going to give you a lot of strength. You're going to feel empowered, right? In the situation of a parent, maybe your child is going to teach you that you don't have to be so rigid about certain things, and you lighten up a little bit, right? You relax that structure a little bit, and you find that it opens you up to a more positive, healthier relationship with your child, right? That's going to give you peace. You're going to feel empowered from that. You're going to feel like, okay, now I can be the parent, because now I've learned how to parent in a way that my child isn't totally rebelling against. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're going to feel very empowered by this new information that's coming in for you, new intuition. And then you have 8 of Pentacles and Queen of Pentacles for the last 2 cards of hidden things. 8 of Pentacles is hard work. Queen of Pentacles is, I always think of the Queen of Pentacles as like the typical And this isn't said in a disparaging way. Like, the Queen of Pentacles is very grounded in earthly reality. So this is like the stay-at-home mother who makes all the lunches and is on the what's the PTA at school and brings homemade goodies for like the whole class and volunteers in school all the time, you know, like makes a great Thanksgiving dinner, like makes a great Christmas dinner, like, you know what I mean, like that kind of archetype. They're nurturing the physical reality. So the things that are important, or that you may view important in the physical reality, you work really hard to nurture that. You take a lot of pride in that. So how is it hidden from you, though? I feel like there's more to this story. Why is that hidden? And how? Maybe you feel like it's not being recognized and not being appreciated. Maybe you personally feel like it's a hidden thing. Like, I do all this work and I, you know, like, it's never appreciated. And it makes you, you know, like I heard, clutch your pearls. It makes you clutch your pearls, figuratively speaking, right? It makes you, it's like there's a, you know, you're offended. Like, I do all this stuff, why don't you appreciate it, right? There's an offense. So you feel like it's a hidden thing. And, you know, like, the stuff that you do, it's very Capricorn energy. Like, it's who you are, you know? You're hardworking, you're disciplined, you know, you are gonna, like, make a big spread on Thanksgiving for the whole family. Like, you know, and you take pride in that. And you feel like your family should be happy because you do all that stuff, right? And so there's a little bit of, like, you're taken aback when you do all this stuff, and then people don't, because, like, as a teacher, teachers do a lot. They do a lot off the clock, right? And teachers are very unappreciated. And so you like, teachers may feel like everything that I do is hidden to the world. Like, they don't see what I'm doing. I'm working so hard, and they don't see it. So what is the outcome? Let's look at the outcome for this reading. So this reading, I was thinking about transition here. And the transition from the overview of the reading is you're moving into a higher level of consciousness. That's the transition. Through all the stuff you're going through right now, you're moving through a higher level of consciousness, and it's taking earth, air, fire, water to get you there. It's taking being grounded. It's you know, taking inspired action. It's receiving the inspiration in the first place. It's moving through your own emotions, right? Learning how to let it be okay. Learning how to transmute the energy. You know, the Magician is the card in the tarot that has access to all four elements, right? So you are the magician through this process. You know, if you have honest intention, you're being the magician. You're a very powerful person. You have a lot of power in the situation. And you may not feel like you have a lot of power, you know, because I think it's a little bit of a tower moment right now. So let's see what the outcome is. We have present moment. We have embodied King of Cups reversed. And the High Priestess reversed. So the outcome is that you're gonna learn to live in the present moment, and it's gonna help you to take positive action, right? So now you're rushing in. So you're not thinking. So what that means is that you're not taking action based on the past, you know, and you're not taking action based on the future, because taking action based on the future can give us anxiety, right, and stress us out, because we have no control over the future. I mean, we have control over the future, because if we control our now, we control the future. But again, the present moment, so yeah, we don't have control over the future. We have control over the present moment. We don't have control over the past, because that's in the past. We have control over the present moment. So stay in the present moment and act in the present moment. Don't act based on fear for what might come down the road. And I think you're going to learn how to do that with this being the outcome here. You have Ace of Swords. Listen to your intuition. King of Cups reverse. Listen to like your emotional body. When things don't feel good, listen to that. You know, what feels aligned with you? You know, you want to work towards peace. So I think that you are going to really not just feel what you're feeling, but you're going to learn from what you're feeling. That's going to be the outcome for you. And that's going to be something new for you, I think. Because I don't think you've really rolled like that in the past. So you have the Lovers. This is that person again. They're coming up again. And the High Priestess reverse. So you may feel like this person is not like divinely inspired. You may feel like this person is not coming from a place of like direct connection to the divine. But I think they are. I think they are, because you had the Lovers and the Awakening card before. So this person is directly responsible for creating a spiritual awakening for you. And that's a divine mission. That's divinely inspired. The actions that they're taking are divinely inspired. So I kind of feel like this is more the energy of what you may like think about this person. You may feel like the actions they take are not divinely inspired, but they are. They're the High Priestess. You think they're the High Priestess reversed, but they're not. They're the High Priestess who's psychically connected, you know, to the divine, direct connection. So you have the Wheel of Fortune, and you have Queen of Wands. So don't put yourself down or put others in the situation down, because this situation, I feel like, is a fated situation. It probably was in all of your birth plans to work this energy out before you came to this planet, before you incarnated in this, you know. So like whatever actions you've taken, or whatever, you know, the actions that have been nurtured in this situation, because it's the Queen of Wands. Whatever, you know, like, and when I say nurtured, it's like, this is good, I'm gonna keep doing this, right? You're nurturing that energy, right? So whatever actions have been taken, I don't think have been intentionally negative for either party. They just are, right? And the actions that are happening, they're part of your guys' birth plan. So go easy on each other. Show each other grace. Last card, you have the Queen of Pentacles. And you can keep being the Queen of Pentacles, right? Keep being that. I want to see what we have to say about the Queen of Pentacles. Too many cards are flying out. Just one card, please. So you have the Sun card reverse. I think that the outcome is that there's going to be a recognition that this Queen of Pentacles energy that you take a lot of pride in, it only causes you a burden. You don't have to work that hard. You don't have to do that much. You know what I mean? It's not causing victory. It's not causing, you're not getting the result from it that you would like. People aren't appreciating you in the way that you would like, right? So realize that there's another way that you can move in a way that will bring that like respect and admiration from other people. You don't have to fight for it so hard. Because really, when you have respect and admiration for yourself, that will be reflected in other people, right? Because that's how the universe works. How we feel about ourselves is reflected through other people that we interact with. So think about, do I really respect myself? Or do I just do this because I feel I have to do it? Do I do it because it brings me joy? Do things that bring joy to you. Don't do things because you feel obligated to do it. It's Thanksgiving and I have to do this because I'm a mom. You know what I mean? Like, do things that bring you joy. And when you do that, that joy will be reflected back to you. So this is your reading, Capricorn. I really hope you enjoyed it. I really hope you could resonate with it. Thanks for watching my video. Thanks for watching my channel. Like my video, share my video, and subscribe to my channel, please, if you feel called to do so. I would really appreciate it. And I will talk to you next time. Bye, Capricorn.